I'm so excited to finally be here.
Me too. Yeah. That's probably the best part of our fights.
Is the makeup.
The makeup.
Yeah.
She calls me daddy. Oh, daddy.
Yo, what's good, you guys? Yes, the title is correct. Look, I don't know how to feel about this either, but Big Ed is back. He's on a new show on TLC called 90 Day The Last Chance, where basically the premise is they're taking all these trash relationships from this show, this godforsaken show that should never have worked out in the first place, sending all these problematic people over to some paradise villa where they're going to be staying for 2 weeks and trying to get therapy for their relationships in order to make it work, or else they split up. And let's just say Big Ed is here and better than ever. He is in full form in this first episode, just being his true annoying, hard to love self. So if you are hype or even angry at the return of Big Ed, I need you to watch to the very end of this one, because it's I gotta say, almost refreshing seeing his annoying round ass again. Why did I phrase it like that? Anyways, let's just move past that. Let's get right on into it, shall we?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Is the ocean heated?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just asking for a friend. How you doing?
Oh my God. Yes, we're literally 3 seconds into seeing Big Ed on screen. He had this cool montage of him getting out of the car with Liz, looking all sick in slow-mo. And now as soon as he pulls up to this desk, we don't even get one sentence in and this man's already cracking a terrible joke that only Liz laughs at because she feels inclined to, because obviously she's in a relationship with this human slug. But the rest of us are not laughing. Also, if you work retail, you know exactly this type of customer that's cracking these jokes, thinking they're doing a full-on stand-up set, and you're like, bro, please let me just do my job and check you into this damn hotel, all right? No, the ocean is not freaking heated.
I'm Ed. I'm from San Diego, California. I'm 57 years old, and this is my beautiful fiance, Liz, who is a ripe old 30.
And man, we've been following this story for so long that Liz is officially 30, so, I mean, still the age gap is there, but yeah, she's kind of getting up there now in age as well. They're apparently still engaged, which, if you have been following this saga, I am so confused on. I didn't even think that this show would continue with these two, because on the last time we saw them, there was a tell-all, I'm sure they're going to get into it, where Ed literally got exposed for cheating on, or trying to cheat on Liz with Rose, the original woman that, you know, got him into all of our minds on that first season of 90 Day Fiance, where he was just a wreck with Rose over in the Philippines. Yeah, he was trying to slide into those DMs, and he also had a account on a dating site somehow. He's that moronic that he was just cheating out in the open like that. And Liz just has such a low image of what she thinks of herself that she puts up with this crap, and apparently they're still engaged. So yeah, that's about where we're at right now.
So right now, Liz and I are still engaged, but we have a barrel full of issues that we have to overcome.
Yeah, a barrel full might be an understatement, Ed, and I think a lot of those issues, or actually all of them, are literally him. Yes, Liz is codependent and all that stuff we could get into, but Ed is just all around not a nice guy, not a very good guy, and he thinks very selfishly. I mean, he has his, quote, dream woman. Think about how much he was pining over Liz in this first, you know, engagement that he had with her at the restaurant, asking her out and all that stuff. Dude was just starstruck, all right? And now that he has her, he's just being the worst partner ever, and that's the most confusing part to me. You'd think in this scenario, Liz would be the one who'd be out cheating because she's like only with Ed for the money and the fame and the clout, whatever it might be. But instead, Ed is the one running around like a teenager trying to cheat on her behind her back, getting all these sneaky links in. It's like insane to me that this is even the dynamic of their relationship. But you know what? She puts up with it because, again, she hates herself.
This is a make or break it for us.
Our relationship is just full of extremes, good and bad.
You know what, Liz, I'll have to take your word for it, because I don't think I've ever seen an extreme good situation with you two in our entire, 3 years of following your sorry-ass excuse for a relationship, okay? It's been pretty much bad the entire way through, and I think Ed knows that. You can see his face here. He's even, just closing his lips like, yep, we got a lot of good. She can't quite bring up any good examples of it, but I'm sure there is some good in this relationship. I'm sure those TLC checks are good. That's about the only thing that is good in this relationship.
We didn't communicate for 2 weeks, but I recently had shoulder surgery. We reconnected and she was able to be there.
So Ed explains that the reason they were able to reconnect after this tell-all, because again, I thought they were absolutely through with, he got exposed for trying to talk to Rose, all that stuff that should, it completely erupt a relationship if the other party has any sort of self-respect for themselves. But again, it's Liz we're talking about here. The reason they got back together is poor old Ed, the old man, had to have shoulder surgery, and it's just another one of those scenarios where he had this terrible life event happen, and Liz had to come to the rescue, and that's the reason they got back together. If you remember, the first time time they got back together after the huge hiatus of a season, Teddy died, and that's the reason that she, came back into his life. So I almost wonder if this man's out here trying to formulate the next big life event he can have happen the next time he messes up massively in order to get this idiotic woman back into his life. But she just takes the bait every single time. Like, I'm sure Buddy could have just been in recovery and, I don't know, had the money to hire help for the 2 months he needed help with when he couldn't move his shoulder, but instead Liz had to come running in, and he somehow charmed her back into trying this thing out again, which I'm just so confused that she would even agree to be on this show anymore. You'd think her life has been completely ruined by this, but apparently not. They're gonna keep trying.
That's probably the best part of our fights.
Is the makeup.
Makeup.
Yeah.
She calls me daddy. Oh, daddy.
Oh, Jesus. Bro, I wasn't ready for that. That's the problem with Ed that I forget about, guys. When I haven't seen him on a show for a while, I forget that he just drops these cringe bombs out of nowhere. Did you really have to say that? I mean, look at all your gray hairs on your head, dude. Not saying that if you're old, you can't be frisky, but we don't need to be hearing that speak from you, Ed, all right? I don't want to hear what she calls you or, what portion of the fight is the best when you talk about that angle of it. Like, I don't want to hear that, dude. Also, this shirt he's wearing, I'm sorry, but it's giving that kid who ate the blueberry candy in Willy Wonka and turned into a blueberry himself. Like, that was just an unfortunate color. I think if it was anything else, it wouldn't make me think of that, but his cannonball-shaped torso and midriff mixed with this bright blue color is just totally giving me Willy Wonka. I don't know if you guys agree on that or not, but that's definitely not going to be leaving my mind now.
Oh my God, baby, I can see Cuba. It's on the other side of that boat. This is nice.
It is nice to get away from our everyday life.
And literally, it shows these two having small talk. I still feel they haven't even developed a semblance of an emotional connection because 99% of the conversation is just Big Ed hogging the conversation and then making these crappy dad jokes that even this one Liz did not want to laugh at because it was just so unfathomably unfunny, which is a great way to explain Big Ed's personality. I've never seen somebody have a higher disparity of not being funny, but also at the same time thinking they're the funniest person on earth. Like, he is the full embodiment of a dad joke.
Okay, ready, babe?
Heaven in a cup.
We get to focus on our problems, and our lives are about to get even more chaotic.
I swear to God, if you're about to announce that you're pregnant or you stand up and there's a baby bump there, I am going to shut the TV off, all right? That is where I draw the line. If you and him bring a child into this world, I don't know how I can handle that, okay? That's almost one of those scenarios where you just think, man, that kid's doomed. Yeah, that kid's never gonna be normal. If his dad is like Big Ed, that is just gonna be a rough time growing up, bro. Like, you are gonna be on the receiving end of so many jokes that I can't even imagine. Like, I'm not gonna be the first one to pile on this invisible kid that doesn't, maybe exist. Maybe they're talking about something else. But if they are about to announce a pregnancy, I am going to flip out and try to flip my desk with all of the computer gear on here. The video will never be uploaded because my shit will be broken, all right?
We're moving to a big house in Arkansas. I have a lot of family there. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Baby, if this is our therapy, I think we're going to do just fine.
Okay, so thankfully it is not a kid, but apparently they're moving to Arkansas, which is weird because number one, I thought California was Big Ed's identity. He's a cool Southern Cali boy. That's kind of his whole thing, his shtick. And also, Liz, don't you co-own or partly own a restaurant that you work at? Is that job already gone? Because I feel like she wouldn't be down to move so easily if that wasn't at play still. And I thought that was going to be her out from this relationship. That was the other thing last season where I was like, dude, she's got a full-on career now. She doesn't need this loser for the money and the home and everything. She's got her own place. She was even moved out from his house. But now we've taken 3 steps back and apparently they're going to move to somewhere in Arkansas now. So I don't know how that's going to solve their problems, but they think it will.
Ed's family in Arkansas, he is the best version of himself, and it brings out the best version of me.
And look, Liz, if that's the truth, I wish you the best, but I don't think that being around Ed's family is going to fundamentally change who Big Ed is as a person. I think that's the part that you clash with in this relationship, and that's not going to change him wanting to be with Rose or these other women still and looking at other women, signing up for dating apps. I think the dude is just a loser, all right? And you're going to have to come to terms with that. And I think their 2-week stay here, no matter how much freaking therapy they submit them to, which I know it's not going to be even very quality therapy. This is for TV we're talking about here. It's just not going to be enough. So I don't know if this is going to work out, bro, but that's what I've been saying for years at this point.
What can we do differently so I don't screw it up?
I need you to behave. I need you to stop talking to girls or flirting.
And Ed's like, what can we do differently so I don't ruin this relationship? Bro, it's literally so clear for you. Just pay attention to your girlfriend and don't cheat on her. The bare minimum. And Ed is being educated on this as he's about to turn 60 any day now, I feel. And he's literally like, what? Whoa, this is eye-opening. I didn't know that's what women needed in relationships. I just need to not be a dirtbag? What the hell? That's so easy. Like, bro, we've been spelling this out for you for so long as well. You need to get with the program. And also, this is fake. He knows what he's doing wrong. He just does this as a way to further manipulate this poor girl that is is just stuck in this toxic cycle with him, that he's just ensnared her. It's like a web, okay? And she's just some poor insect that cannot break free.
We keep saying it's our last breakup. We keep saying, I'm not going back to her. I'm not going back to him. And we keep doing it.
And Ed's like, bro, I need you to trust me. I want that part of you that thinks I'm going to cheat on you to go away. And he's saying this like 6 months after he just got exposed for trying to cheat on her. Not with some random girl either, with literally the main girl that he told her not to worry about. You know what I mean? That meme, like, that is even worse when you get cheated on with somebody that is even closer to your, partner than you ever could be. Like, there is just something with Rose. I think it is kind of the Asian aspect, I will say. Like, Ed was very clear in that first season. He loves Asian women. I think that is part of it for him, of why he is just so attached to that old flame, that they had. But geez, Liz, I'm sorry. I had so little respect for you already, but every time you open your mouth in this season so far, I have less and less, because it's like I can't keep rooting for you if you keep signing yourself up to get demolished like this by this absolute jerk.
If we don't walk out of this together, it makes it easier to say goodbye if I don't move with him.
This is news.
That's awesome. Dude, I love that. Okay, so Ed doesn't even realize going into this that this is kind of an ultimatum for Liz. And granted, she said this before, but I feel like I can see it in her face. She's got that disdain when it comes to thinking about her relationship with this guy. Like, it's so tainted. She's just like, if this does not work, if we can't get enough therapy in these 2 weeks to make our, relationship seem like it works, I'm not moving to Arkansas with him. And you can move your ass to your family by yourself. I'm sorry, I'm leaving you alone. And the fact that Ed didn't even realize that was an option and thought that he was so in the clear no matter what shows that this dude is just a master manipulator who thinks that when he finally has Liz in her spot, she should just be subservient and obedient, and that doesn't sound like it's the case. So I love that. Let's go. Keep that energy, Liz. Please. I hope it ends that way. That would be a perfect season finale.
I do want to apologize.
Thank you.
I will apologize to you as well.
My behavior. I'm so sorry.
The episode ends with Liz and Ed hanging out with their fellow co-stars of this season that I could not care less about, because all of them have necks. So, I mean, how entertaining is that? I mean, you're just normal people with relationship problems. Let's move on. But he ends it with him apologizing and trying to, I guess, take credit for the bad things he's done and said to these people. And they just kind of glance over it because, yeah, they're all in paradise. They want to be flowing together and not have things be awkward. But this is just another step of Ed not having to take full accountability for his actions and being forgiven, which I think is a theme that's happened throughout his life, and it's what has turned him, to become this kind of dirtbag person that we see today. So I think this is not going to be a very fun season for Ed. Hopefully he's going through some serious stuff, but that is unfortunately the end of the Big Ed content from this first episode of the show. So I want to know what you think, if you are excited to see the train wreck that is ahead of us. Again, this is more of an intro. Just kind of seeing them together again was a shock, and I'm disappointed in Liz, but you know what? We're going to move past that and get into the cringe in the next episode, which will come out later this week. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as well as hit that bell so you never miss an upload of mine. I'm going to be trying to upload a lot more this week. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.